is the CEO, owner, creator of Dosh Network. This whole situation is just, I'm seeing it on academics, I'm hearing my name here. It's not even. What do this dude know about her to make him want to tell him? She got, hey, shout out to damn homie. She got him just spilling their guts. What the She crazy. I don't even really like that energy attached to my brand. You know, so the man is a liar. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what issues. I think he had issues with loose cannon or whatever, but he definitely didn't have issues with us. So, like Wack said, you know, when Wack go into when he go on the no jumper, whoever with him is with him. Like, this dude is giving. Homie, you lose all credibility when you get to quoting Wack. What Wack said, you wasn't even there. Because Wack said that, you believe that's how it go, that means you was a bozo. And your eyes rolling up in the sky when you try to tell your story just like Wack. Trying to keep that line together, y'all prepared. Get the out of that. Oh, my mama.
Damn, homie, this is just crazy. And damn, homie, seemingly being a part of this. What do y'all think, man? Spider Loke cooking up the Dosh Network CEO and Wack 100 on this, I don't know if it's the latest video on his platform. Go peep it out, though. It's him reacting to another channel's body of work. I forget the name, no disrespect to that content creator, but as this real tricky situation is going on with the J. Reed lawsuit against No Jumper, it's wild if you think about it, because there's a police report filed. So you have a civil situation, a criminal complaint, right? And then we already know the feds are watching everything going on. We've seen it within the Rolling 60s, the Operation Draws Down-ish, which is still crazy to me that they titled it that, man. I don't even know. And Wack flashing his police badge. So many different things going on. But the Dosh Network CEO, among others, Travis Ford, all these individuals did these interviews with Damn Homie. And SBI's reacting to it, but it all seems real convenient, almost orchestrated by someone. And who do we know who's done things like that before? Orchestrated all kinds of plays behind the scenes, from fake fights to all kinds of different lies and fake narratives and everything like that, and ain't afraid to throw a little money individuals' way to get him to play the role that he wants him to play. Wack 100, right? Well, Spider-Lope ain't necessarily say that what I'm saying verbatim, but in some way it seems like he's saying that, and it's really wild with this situation. It seems like everyone is going with this same narrative. Y'all gonna see what I'm talking about.
Groupie. It's giving groupie. Like, nigga, Wack is the biggest groupie known to the internet. Every time he open his mouth, he keep a Googleplex of Nia names in his mouth to establish his point, his position, his perspective, his Peyruism. You know he's a Peylaru? Man, you on here looking like a bozo, lining yourself with Wack energy, period.
Yo, he said the Peyru, right, man? Like, for real, comment everyone who's been watching this. And you heard him what he's talking about, too. A Googleplex of dudes' names all in his mouth. Pause. That's why I always said him in the game, it was kind of funny them being associated, affiliated, management-wise, right? Because the game was the king of name-dropping when it came to rapping in his verses to solidify him, you know, in the individual that we came to know as the game, as the rapper, right? The image he was pushing. Wack 100 with all this content from day one. I'm the guy that brought DJ K Slay to Compton. Oh, this individual out here, Uncle Murder in New York. And never forget the Doc Hicks interview where Mano G checked the shit out of Wack 100, because on that interview, there was an early Wack 100 interview shortly after the Stitches thing, way back when he was shitting all over the late great Tupac Shakur and Afeni Shakur, trying to say Pac got violated in prison and just trying to shit all over his legacy like he did to the late great Nipsey Hussle. You know, always trying to tear down successful rappers who are well respected and trying to up himself in the mix as well. But it was way back then. He got to blibbering and blabbering on, stimmering and stammering, like metaphorically, like how Poetic Flacco speaks, but on some other shit. And he brought Mano's name into some shit, and Mano got on and G checked him, called him out immediately, and Wack backtracked on it all and tried to blame it on Doc Hicks, saying that part wasn't supposed to be in the interview, right? Like just how the shit we heard him telling to Hassandra Campbell wasn't supposed to be heard by everyone. That was just supposed to be talking about people behind their backs, saying things that he would never say in the flesh, in the physical form to their face, just like Pac used to say. You know what I mean? Y'all dudes fear me in a physical form. And, it's just wild the way that they linked up on the management thing like this. But for real, why this dude is talking about groupieism and all this other ish. Why, like the Dosh Network, I'm not really up on their product like that. It seems like a lot of like fake ass reality TV shit. So in a lot of ways, it does align to have him link up with Wack 100. But back to what I was saying, it's like everyone's just trying to cover their arse paws with this civil suit. And again, I think Adam 22 is going to end up settling, is my prediction on it all. Let me know your prediction. But then, like I said, there's a police report filed. There's footage out there. Wack's implicating that, Loose Cannon was the one with the footage, and Wack's in the footage, and it's going to be so crazy. You're going to hear Damn Homie in here. This is why, to me, it seems so clear that Wack is orchestrating all this, throwing money to certain individuals, and everyone's so eager to go sit down with Damn Homie. Like, she's going to flat out say, Wack never got out the car. There's a video. The whole world's seen it. You know what I mean? And Wack was right there. Like, what the fuck is she talking about? It's real crazy, spooky shit going on right now, man.
Hey, Jay Reed, chill out, bro. You acting like you usually the group. You gonna do just like Wack and try to go at Jay Reed, the weakest link. You ain't dressing nobody. I guess you appear some consequences with Wack. Wack is a weenie. He won't harm you. He's the bad news. Oh, my mama. You get a Mozzie word, a bad name. Be Loose or something, and you had issues with Loose. I don't know. Keyword, I don't know. Then shut the up. You don't know. Quit trying to act like you know on Wack nuts, goofy. That whole LA game thing, I don't know, but I just know you capping, bro. So it's pissing me off to where it's like I gotta start addressing. I don't even address shit. You should remain being you. You out of character. If you don't address shit, continue not addressing shit. It's going to remain the same. Nothing you say is going to affect anything going on. The feds are watching. Wagner said Dosh in this middle of this messy shit since day one. You ain't telling him not to say attach it to it. He was a cloward. Oh, mama.
Damn, you heard that? He called him a cloward. Linking with Weenie 100 or Wack No 100, as SPI always references him. And if you go way back, man, and been around the blogosphere since Spider Lope first tapped in and seen a lot of the ish that was going on in the sucker games that Wack 100 plays, you would understand that he knows Wack personally. And Wack just be on this bullshit, and he's 100% right when he's saying this, right? He done thrown the Dosh CEO and the Dosh brand, and Dosh is a company, crew, label, reality TV, everything in the mix of this the day after it happened, all on No Jumper. So why is he on here seemingly going along with this very, very convenient narrative, man? It really fucking his whole business image up, in my opinion. You know what I mean? And this situation really seems crazy to me. You got, like I said, a police report, the feds watching No Jumper, indicting individuals, Wack's badge, Wack being in the Big U indictment as a victim, fearing for his life, getting hands put on him at the stage at the Drillmatic album release party. There's all these moving parts to this, and it just seems like a play that Wack is orchestrating. And it's like it really feels to me like this is something that we would see unravel from the pattern of different things that we've seen happen in the past, by way of some indictment coming out. Like you'll see academics and a bunch of other individuals reading off the paperwork and like, oh, so that's what really happened then. But for some reason, Wack, or some call him CS2 back, seems to always avoid prosecution within Ish. It's very, very spooky, man. Like it just really don't add up. But I don't know, man. What is everyone thinking about this situation? Like real talk, man. Yo, Spider Loke's cooking this dude up, man, making him look wild, foolish. But truly, and this, I'm even gonna play the whole clip. There's a little more that I'm gonna play, but she had Travis Ford on there, all these different individuals, and it just seems like this story is way too well rehearsed and orchestrated. And there's a certain individual that just happens to always orchestrate a lot of bullshit online and a lot of fake ass plays, and it just seems to fit that narrative and that pattern in which we've seen so many times so well. But when it gets to the damn homie part, it's really crazy. Like, we've all seen that footage. How is she gonna come out and say it? You know what I mean? Like, dude never got out the car. It's just wild, man. Like, obviously he was talking about the whole Peru thing, and I can picture it all now. Yo, I'm gonna send these dudes to your platform. Damn, homie, you're gonna be, you know what I mean? Because this is a girl that initially was trying to collab with Sharp and become the queen of the internet in that way. Now, and I don't follow her like that, and I ain't even trying to diss her like that. You know what I mean? She probably don't realize what she's entrenching herself within with all this ish going on. Something that could be in a fucking indictment, and it's super messy. But I could be Wack telling her, yo, I got you, girl. Yo, I'm gonna send these guys your way, and name dropping individuals like a game verse, and here we get to this. But just the fact of her saying that, like, we all saw that footage. It still exists. It's still out there in the blogosphere in certain places. Wack is right in it. Like, why would she say that in that way? And it's crazy too, the civil side of things, the police report. But like I said, the feds, everything. The internet is fucking crazy. It's undefeated. It's twisted. It's obviously a toxic place. But that's why I like to just come on here, and I like to come up on here and try to make sense of all the madness and flunkery and just fugazi lies and all this bullish, and get to real life and what's really going on, and make sense of all the bullshit. This internet shit has gotten really out of hand, so I like to tap in with y'all, the good people of the blogosphere, and hear your guys' thoughts, take, and opinions. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the buttons and all that, and more importantly, tap in. Let's talk about it.
Honestly, I just filmed and just in my own space. But I had to address it because it's like, hold on, man, I'm hearing my name in just too many blogs. And think Wack, man, you gonna pick on Jay Reed? The fuck out of here, the victim. Wack is the person that got your name in all the blogs. Would nobody know nothing about it if it wasn't for Wack. With all that negative press. And then when it got on academics, I'm like, yo, hold on, this. Now you sounding like the groupie, homie. Shit, too wild now. Now I'm about to start speaking. So he was just saying how Dosh Network, he was going up there to meet Dosh and going over contracts, I guess, agreements, deals. You had no dealings with Dosh Network. So why are you went up there on your own? Travis wasn't going to Wack, made sure we told Wack. That shit sounds stupid as out of all the days on the calendar under the sun. He picked that day to go up there and just happen to have this little backstory of affiliation with Dosh Network in his back pocket. So everybody else there had more right to be there than him. All the people involved in the attempted murder. This shit sounds stupid, and the Fed's not going for it. You should remain with the camera in your own little lane, not addressing the public, because now you align with Wack looking like a bozo discussing details of an attempted murder. You should have just shut the fuck on my mama.
So what do y'all think, man? Does that sound just like way too much of a coincidence? Is, like I said, with all this other ish that's going on, this clearly, like, to me, orchestrated storyline that someone's pulling the strings on and throwing money and fake opportunities and lies to people's way, trying to pump them up in the back like a battery in the back toy soldier, like we've seen with a couple off-brand internet dudes. One being a loose cannon who's locked the fuck up. This dude went crazy when Wack put that battery in his back. But do you think it just sounds too convenient that out of all days that dude shows up there? But I do want to throw out there, man, that from the content and what I was seeing, man, dude is a registered ex-offender. So in no way am I like advocating for the Jay Reed dude or whatever. I'm just like an individual talking into a device, making my content and all that. You know what I mean? The storyline I'm more following here is all the madness at No Jumper and, the clear orchestration and scripted interviews just so happily placed perfectly in timing and what everyone's saying. And that's the way it always goes with Wack, man. Like I always say, like this dude manipulates people because they let him or they believe his lies. That's why I don't even get why people engage with dude at all. You're better off never talking to him. Like it's 98% bullshit that he be talking about. Every now and then he kicks some shit that's makes some sense or has some good points or whatever, you know what I mean? But yeah, we don't rock with ex-offenders at all. I'm just putting that out there. But yeah, man, do you believe that whose story is making more sense to you? Do you think that there's some lie and cappery going on here? And do you think that the Dosh CEO made himself look like the ultimate fool going on here and clearly capping throughout this interview?
That we wasn't when we let him know that Wack, hey, I'm not making it. He made sure he let Travis and everybody else know that hey, Mozzie ain't coming, or whatever. Why the hell did you even go? I haven't really saw the police report. Honestly, sorry, my phone, but I haven't really saw the police report. But I better not be on it. But I hope I'm not on the police report. Shit, he might put me on there. I ain't had nothing to do with it at all. Nor did anybody else have anything to do with it in my circle. I know Travis didn't have nothing to do with it. Wack ain't have nothing to do with it. I don't know. I mean, what you see on... Saw ass niggas steady speaking for Wack, and they just met. Just met. Wack just told us. Y'all backdoor loose cannon for the deal. You say you're not feeling loose. And that's Wack just lying about that? This nigga's a goofball, bro. He's just looking for some clout. Like what you talking about? The camera's what you see. You see loose cannon being loose cannon. I don't know. He's a loose cannon, I guess. I don't know. You don't know shit. I guess you didn't see Wack with the kick on the camera. Since you want to quote what's on the camera, this is your expertise. Content footage, analyzing it as well. You know how to. You seen that footage. You saw that camera. You saw Wack with the kick that kicked it off. The kick start. That's the kicker. And you can kick rocks. We had shit to do with it. All we know is I think it's an issue between them two. It had to be an issue between Luce and Reed. Whatever they had going on, but it definitely... He don't know, but he just gonna fabricate. That's what it has to be. Yeah, Wack got his finger up, yo. No Dosh dealings or no jumper dealings. Like, that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
He was reading the paperwork earlier because Wack never even got out of the car. Wack did not touch anybody.
Wack did. The first person to get touched was by Wack. It was loose cannon right around his shin, ankle area. All you gotta do is look at the footage. He touched loose and that kicked everything else off. Yeah, so yeah, you got Wack f***ed up. Don't lie on Wack. And give him his props. Same way Suge Knight got himself in trouble putting his foot on Orlando with that kick that was unnecessary. Hold on, honey. Gotta kick the ass with tutu. Oh, my mama.
So like I was saying, can you believe that? Damn homie is clearly compromised, saying that this footage is still out there. We've all seen it. Best believe the individuals within the courts is going to be a part of the lawsuit. She's clearly lying. They're trying to stir the pot with these narratives, and I just can't believe this. And it's wild for history repeats itself and shit like that. As SPI was pointing out, Suge Knight, that situation with Orlando, and if y'all recall, they paid Orlando perjure himself and lie and say what Suge was trying to help him. We know the way that went. That didn't work out, and he got locked up on a violation or whatever. But it's just kind of crazy the way things come full circle with Suge Knight being someone who Wack aligned himself with strategically, when he was just the truck driver, part-time, unrespected gang member, that people only fuck with as far as he can do for them. He got around and soaked game up from different people, and on the business side of things, he soaked up a lot from Suge Knight. Now he's dissing him or whatever, and we heard the way, people whose opinion and like Bone and stuff like that, like what they had to say about things about Wack and whatnot, and it's just such a messy situation. But that's like a cold reference right there from SPI, like the Suge Knight Orlando situation, and then Wack, was Suge Knight's groupie tag along for the longest time, and here we are now, 2025. This lawsuit sparking so much chaos in the blogosphere right now. But to me, like I said, like, damn homie, clearly lying. Like, damn homie, you know what I mean? What the fuck? We all seen it. Why all these individuals seemingly trying to push the same story as Wack 100? And then, like I said, the fact that it's not just, it is a civil matter, but there's a police investigation going on, and then we know the feds is all over this internet shit. But Wack don't seem to fear the feds the way other individuals do. And let's not forget the way he used Loose Cannon to just rat all on himself, to diss Big U, his enemy, you know what I mean, who he would only go to war with in the blogosphere, and try and smut him up and diss him content wise, like what we saw from 600 when they were face to face and he was shaking like a leaf, you know what I mean, wanted no parts of an issue with Big U. It's like that with Wack, right? Like we've seen when things really go down. J-Rock just knocked me out. Fucking the shit at the Drillmatic show when the Draws dude slapped a shot of him, and you know what I mean, he had to drop a fake orchestrated fight with them two white dudes trying to make himself look a little bit tougher, man. The games, like, there's a lot of people that play games for different reasons online, for promo reasons, stuff like that. But for this whole manipulating the streets and gang culture and the way Wack moves is a whole nother thing. And I don't know. To me, it seems like as SPI was just roasting the fluck out of the Dosh CEO dude and Wack 100 and damn homie, clearly just telling a full out lie, something that we've all seen with our own two eyes. We all saw that footage, man. That shit was all over the place. And like I said, it's still out there. Obviously I'm putting that shit in this video, like some old twisted-ish, you know what I mean? And of course, flaggable like a motherfucker. But yeah, man, I don't know. Comment your guys' thoughts about it all. It's clear that to me, in my opinion, once again, this is my opinion. Let me know yours below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the buttons and all that. But yeah, man, someone's orchestrating a whole campaign to try to clean up the situation. And, there's someone that has a history of this too, avoiding lawsuits, all this cooking the books, games like that. Will it catch up to Wack? Will he be successful in this? Will a settlement be reached? What will happen on the other side of things with, like, I think Adam 22 just going to settle to try to end it all, pay dude off. You know what I mean? But, and again, that dude registered ex offender from my understanding, and we don't respect the wicked demonry, right? Fuck out of here with all that. But, yeah, man, what will be the outcome of all this crazy shenanigans we're seeing online? Let's talk about it in the comments. Thank you again for watching. So